The largest nation state in the world just revealed their plan for Bitcoin, and I'm going to expose why there might be some insider knowledge that is taking place here and absolutely profiting off of what we're seeing while the price of Bitcoin is absolutely ripping. But first, let's reveal what the hell just happened today as Donnie T, the man, the myth, the legend, just revealed his plan for a crypto strategic reserve. Now, I, for one, was shocked when he initially came in and said, hey, there's going to be a crypto reserve. And he named XRP, Solana, ADA, but no mention of Bitcoin or Ethereum for that matter initially. And I even came out and said, hey, does this make the US the shitcoin capital of the world? Granted, I might have spoke a little bit too soon as Donnie T came back and told me, hey, slow the hell down, you idiot. What the hell are you doing here? Obviously, it's going to include Bitcoin and Ethereum. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if you guys can't tell from the tone of my voice, I wish that it was just Bitcoin and just Bitcoin only. But hey, beggars can't be choosers here, it seems. And I literally showed you guys this chart yesterday. We've now got a hot chart of is there going to be a strategic reserve in 2025? Yesterday, we literally saw that tank down to 40% to even 42%. Would we see this in 2025? It shot up to a 60% chance literally on this news. And we've seen Bitcoin price go from 80K, 85K to 95K with literally a 10K candle on the day. It's come down a little bit, sitting at 93. But this news is sending shockwaves to people. But there's something very fishy going on here, right? Everything that can be looking as nice and potentially good policies is not what it seems. We've got this insider trading on Trump's crypto reserve. Yesterday, a whale went 50x long on Bitcoin and Ethereum using just $4 million and created a $200 million position. Now, that's a lot of leverage, and that's a big coincidence here as we're seeing this amount of leverage go in, and now saying that he's closed most of his trades, raking in over 6.8 milli on the day. His timing seems to be perfectly aligned with Trump's Truth Social post confirming a crypto reserve. So he went long at Ethereum at 2,200 about and liquidated at 2,149. And his position was 8,500 and was liquidated just under. So he's cashed in with millions of profit. Is this a coincidence or potentially something more? Look, I don't believe in coincidences, folks. I believe when there's smoke, there is fire. And now I think that's perfect timing for me to put on these aviator blue light blocker glasses like I'm a firefighter here, because I do believe that when there's smoke, there's fire here, folks. And that tends to happen when we look at the crypto markets, right? Not necessarily the Bitcoin market, but when we see the crypto markets. The other thing is, as we've seen this, will Bitcoin reserve be created in the first 100 days drop to 10%. Now it's nearly doubled 1.5x and has gotten to a 24% chance. So still a low percent chance, but we are seeing the chance of this increase significantly simply off of one Truth Social post, right? So let's take a step back here, folks, because we've been talking about the strategic reserve a lot. We did it months ago when Trump got actually into office and when they first brought up this idea. But since then, we've had limited talk about the strategic reserve. Why? Well, we've had the talk of a sovereign wealth fund. We've had talks of a crypto stockpile. We've had talks of everything but a strategic reserve. Now, we do have the talks of a strategic reserve now. So let's review what would happen and how this would work. So he would create a digital asset working group, which he's created. already. He did that January 24th. He directed the group by July to turn in a report addressing the criteria for such a stockpile potentially derived from cryptocurrencies seized by the federal government. Now, what are the only cryptos really seized by the government that we know of, right? There's a bunch of different ones in there, but the majority is Bitcoin and Bitcoin only, right? So we're looking at, this kind of crypto stockpile to be basically modeled after Donnie T's Truth Social post here, where I'm sure we have some XRP, Solana, ADA. Look, we got somebody in the chat asking, what is ADA? And to be honest with you, I have zero clue. All I know is you probably want to stay away from it. And it probably had a good day here because Trump mentioned it in this crypto reserve, right? But we've got Bitcoin and ETH as well. I think when it comes down to all of these things, we've got people in Donnie T's ear. We had him meet with the Ripple CEO and founder. We've had him meet with Vivek. We've had him or with the creator. ADA is Cardano. Okay, that is one that I have heard of actually, unfortunately, but I just didn't know the exact abbreviation here. I'm not in with the crypto bros, so to speak. Maybe these glasses make me seem like it, but we've had the bears come out from the woodworks here. All of them coming in and trying to say, hey, look, like my man Peter Schiff, who loves to tweet about Bitcoin more than anybody else. He said, according to Trump's Truth Social post, the strategic reserve they are evaluating would consist of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Ripple, Cardano, and other valuable cryptocurrencies. That means that there's nothing special about Bitcoin. It's just one of an unlimited supply of cryptos. It's crazy. This guy's absolutely ridiculous. He has zero clue. He's been tweeting about Bitcoin for 10 years plus, and the guy still has no idea that it's Bitcoin, not crypto. But hey, we're not going to let that guy necessarily get under our skin today. But we're going to look at what the crypto czar David Sachs has been saying about all of this, because I did a video yesterday that you guys seem to love as it's humming along here. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. That President Trump announced the crypto strategic reserve consisting of Bitcoin and other top cryptos. This is consistent with his week 1 executive order, where President Trump is keeping his promise to make the US the crypto capital of the world. More to come at the summit. So for those of you that didn't catch the video yesterday, President Trump and the White House announced that there's going to be a White House crypto summit this Friday, and it announced it on Friday. So there's basically 1 week full of crypto hubbub here that is going to happen, right? We're seeing the strategic reserve, the crypto strategic reserve, basically being announced here by Donnie T on his own Truth Social. And then we're going to have more announcements coming this Friday. Now, I was speculating yesterday that, hey, I imagine some more of these announcements are going to be made at this summit. I just personally didn't think that it was going to happen literally the next day after I announced that, hey, there's probably going to be some sort of announcements. I thought maybe, just maybe, there would be something that would be kept quiet. But as we know, when there's smoke, there's fire. There's a lot of news here going around here. We see that Trump Media Technology, DJT, files a trademark for application for Trump Metaverse. Look, he's dipping his toes way too deep into the shitcoinery for me. And I, quite frankly, don't really like to see it and don't love to see what is going on here, because I would prefer us just to be Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. If we get into this digital asset stockpile or crypto strategic reserve, we're going to see immense amount of volatility. And that means a ton of volatility on top of the US dollar. Look, if it's just going to be a stockpile and a strategic reserve that includes a pile of cryptos, I'm sure they're going to start to include things like Tesla, include things like other things, tech stocks related stuff, opposed to just keeping it Bitcoin only, where, as we know, in the past 15 years, Bitcoin's been the best performing asset and it hasn't been close. So if you want to win, pick Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. But hey, we can't stop Donnie T from testing these waters, unfortunately, right? So the Trump media technology, is filing for these NFTs and the experiences related to the 45th and 47th president, right? So that's just Donnie T for those not keeping track. An immense of experience such as virtual restaurants, music, other entertainment. So he's dipping all the way into the NFTs here, right? So we've also had Trump get in and build and sell his own crypto shoes. He's had NFTs previously in the last election cycle, but he's going all in on this crypto stuff. And I think in big part is because who controls the regulators now? He does, right? So Donnie T was getting attacked last election cycle. And if he was building NFTs and doing all those things, it would have given him or would have given his opposition more room to go after him last cycle. So that's why he's doing it right now. Right. So I think that it's absolutely disgusting. I don't like the way that these things are going. But hey, we can't not talk about the recent price action we're seeing here. I mean, just the fact of this news, it's shooting Bitcoin up dramatically. Everybody was screaming, "Hey, Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin is over." All this and that. And then from this news alone, we're seeing Bitcoin shoot up to 95K just on this news alone. And on top of it, it's not just a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now, if it was a Bitcoin strategic reserve and that only, I think we would have seen Bitcoin shot up dramatically more, as we would have seen other people flock out of these cryptos and finally realize that it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. But we're not there yet, folks. Unfortunately, we aren't there. We've got other people in the Bitcoin space basically telling us, hey, don't worry, we'll get there eventually. Good friend of the program who I want to have on the podcast one day. So maybe you guys should tweet at him. David Bailey has basically said that, it's going to be a strategic Bitcoin reserve. They did it, right? I don't think we're there yet. He also, posted, hey, it's a strategic Bitcoin reserve. He's been banging the drum on this. But the only thing that I have somewhat seen from him is that the right way to play this news is max long, right? We'll clean up the shit coins later. Directionally, we just got our SBR. Now we need a Bitcoin acquisition program. Now, I have faith in David Bailey, and I think that he does outstanding work in the Bitcoin space. Obviously, he had Trump at the Nashville conference, and I'm sure he'll have a lot of political representatives in Vegas. But this worries me, right? I mean, we and it should worry every American Bitcoiner out there that we're dabbling in the shit coins. We're dabbling in Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, XRP, all of these things that have a centralized product. And we also saw a lot of insider trading just happen, right? We saw something brewing. Somebody longed 200 million worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum on 50x leverage. People with that kind of capital have access to information that the average investor does not. Next week will be huge. Are you prepared? And I agree with that, right? I mean, these people with big money, they have access to the people that Trump has access to, and they know that when these things are coming out, right? So they're well aware of the situation at hand here. They're well aware of what the potential could be for this Bitcoin strategic reserve. And there's even more people putting out there $72 million worth of longs. So it wasn't just one guy, or no, it was just one guy. Excuse me. It was 72 and then 123. So 200 million worth of long positions on one. And, I think that it's signs of insider trading, which I think, as my man in the chat, Seven, is saying, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, so my apologies, but it is disgusting, and I don't think that. So yeah, I think that we will need to push for Bitcoin only. And let me get to the chat here just to see what you guys are all talking about here, because it seems like the chat is blowing up here. So SF Otto said, didn't you just say yesterday on the show that he was scammy? I did say that he was scammy. And look, I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus over here, absolutely calling the future, but those that were in there yesterday did see that I was a little skeptical about the crypto stuff. So I was worried about what was going to happen. And as All Night Hire says, you don't see the obvious value in Trump coin, fix the money, fix the world. Obviously, that is tongue in cheek here from my man All Nighter Hider, who always says smoke the like Cheech and Chong. So I appreciate you always coming in the chat. But I do agree with my man Down Under Blues. This is a positive for Bitcoin. So I do see that as a long positive, as David Bailey is talking about. And, as Ocean City saying, if you're asking what is ADA, you should sell your Bitcoin. You not like us. That is absolutely crazy because at this point, there's so many crypto tokens that come out. I don't think it's really worth going through and looking at all of them and at a certain point in time. I think that understanding the value proposition of Bitcoin, you realize that there's basically going to be no other creation like it. Satoshi's greatest work was simply walking away from Bitcoin, where we don't have a marketing department for Bitcoin. I know I'm rocking these orange shades, but these orange shades are not a marketing department for Bitcoin. It's just simply just people who love the decentralized protocol, who see the writing on the wall, who see fix the money, fix the world. And Down Under Blues, we might have something cooking for you guys about where we could get some similar glasses to these. So I'm not going to reveal the secrets just yet. You guys will have to tune in a bit later because, yeah, I think that it's, absolutely huge what we're seeing here. But I do love to partner with companies that have an absolutely great Bitcoin mission. And one of those companies that I absolutely love is Bitcoin Well. They've actually come in and said, hey, you guys are doing such a great job. We've got so many great people coming in from you guys onto Bitcoin Well. So I'm going to give you guys some free sats on this news. We've seen everything pumping here. So get your Lightning wallets ready. Get the QRs ready to open and scan, because the first one that scans this is going to get it here. So get it all clear. Wipe off the dirt on your screens. You know who you're talking, or you know who I'm talking to. And get ready, because we have a chance to win 1 million sats. Let's see what we got here in the wishing well. Boom, 210 sats for you, a little 210 piece. We'll do it one more time. I'll give you guys a couple minutes here in order to scan this. And as this guy is saying here, Kevin, market open tomorrow is going to be absolutely nuts. And I think it's absolutely true. Like, we're seeing things here where we're seeing massive amounts of news come here on a Sunday where the market is closed. BlackRock, Larry Fink, all those guys are not profiting off of Bitcoin right now. It is simply the plebs, the open market, the free and open market here coming to you live on a Sunday. And that's who's being able to profit from all of this. So as BP is saying, the US Reserve based on shitcoins, hopefully it's going to be majority Bitcoin. I have a feeling it is going to be majority Bitcoin. If I had to put a percentage on it, I would say maybe 50% of the total supply being Bitcoin, because we already have 200,000 Bitcoin allegedly. Who knows if we have those keys or not? It'll be interesting to see that story come out. And all right, hopefully one of you guys got this. If not, I'm gonna do this one more time here. So we got some more wishing well tokens that I'm giving to you guys. Here we go, one more time here. Boom, another 210 sats straight to the dome here. So you guys should go ahead and get your Lightning wallets out and scan that. And if you have the inclining where you enjoy this wishing well, you enjoy winning some free sats, you should go to the bitcoinwell.com, just bitcoinwell.com/green candle. Join the party, sign up with your email here. You guys can buy Bitcoin, set up direct deposit, utilize the OTC desk if you want to make smash purchases. You're seeing everything going here. You're like, this week's going to be bananas. I want to get in a 50K purchase or more ASAP. Go to their OTC desk and do that. And I couldn't stress that there's going to be some huge news this week. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys have seen there's already been people doing some insider trading with all of this. It's not just me saying this. This is extremely bullish here going forward in these crazy glasses. It's not just me and all my friends here in the Bitcoin space saying, hey, watch out for all these big news coming here. It's David Sachs and all these other people coming out and saying, hey, look at what is going on. They're saying, Ooh, I pulled that tweet down for a David Bailey. So let me pull up the David Sachs tweet because his tweet was very important here, where he is saying about the Bitcoin strategic reserve. Where is he? Oh, maybe he took that down, but he said basically that, you know, oh yeah, here we go. David Sachs here. He did it from this account, and he said President Trump has announced the crypto strategic reserve consisting of all of those different tokens. And it's his promise, right? And he says more to come at the summit. The summit is Friday, folks. So we should see Bitcoin here start to rip as we've already started to see it. We saw Bitcoin, now it's crashing down. It's correcting a bit down to 92, just under 93, after we've seen all these things kind of come through here, right? So, as a so Down Under Blues is saying we might see an Asian sell off tonight. So, I agree with you here. And as Mark is saying, wish he would have left out Solana, XRP, ETH, and only had Bitcoin. I agree with you here as well, right? As Phil C is saying in the chat, everything else is complete garbage. It's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. You guys should really do your research and look into that and see why it is there. And oh, wow, we got YK Kim in the chat saying shout out from South Korea. That's absolutely electric. Thank you guys from joining from all the way over there. But if you guys didn't catch it, I dropped an absolute fire interview with Tony to explain why it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. He suffered from massive amounts of inflation, got his bank account seized in Lebanon. So go ahead and check that out. But before you do that, go and smash that like Cheech and Chong. Hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And thank you all for all 300 of you on X and Twitter, or X and YouTube, for joining me. I will catch you guys potentially on a later one today with my man Luke Mikic. So be on the lookout for that. And I will catch you guys on the YouTube verse here and very, very soon.